and Sewing's live stream for Friday, January 19th.
Once it's stitched.
Wanted to just let you know it's going to be a relatively short one. It's been pretty busy in the store. We are without Jeannie today. Next question is normally how's Jeannie doing? It's going fine. You know, we're getting through it. It's a rough day for her, but so far so good. You know, I can't even remember what this project is, but Karen Bowl made these rope.
That's a Kimberbell, the new Kimberbell coming up.
Oh, is this a Kimberbell dealer?
Releases. Actually, we looked it up yesterday because everybody in the store wants to do them now. But it's a new Kimberbell thing that releases, I think, on the 7th of February.
So this
even
is
has
a
a
new Kimberbell rope
Embellishment
bowl
kit too.
project that we'll be kitting here, and comes out early in February. But it's funny, you know, the comment from Michelle was everybody in the store wants to do them now. Sewing Space is my happy place.
It's on the website. Jeannie has it listed on and the embellishment kit listed.
What's it called?
Yeah, it might be my happy place or something to that effect. Let me look.
So so that is coming up in February. Thank you, Karen, for the sample. They are
Karen's going to teach a class, but I don't know if Jeannie has mentioned that yet.
super cute, and she, I think, is teaching the class, which is going to be her first time teaching for us, which is super exciting as well. So not a ton to talk about today. It's been an incredibly busy week at the store. We started this week with me saying that we were 2 weeks out, but I thought we would get caught up really quickly. We've ended the week with me saying we're definitely 2 weeks out. Like we've had more machines coming in than we are getting through on a daily basis, and the guys are running full bore. So we are working to keep up, but you know, if you bring a machine in right now, I would tell you we are 2 weeks out. Couple things. We had a lot of people call regarding the 7x12 hoops that we talked about
It's
on Wednesday. That said, like literally, I think by the time we were pretty much done with the live stream, the 3 7x12 hoops that we had were sold. So unfortunately, I don't have more 7x12s at that price. Let's talk about that really quickly. Number one, Christmas deals are over. I still am seeing people buying stuff on the website going Christmas list price. Two, we will. So let's talk the brother sales specifically, which was massive. I mean, I think we sold $50,000 worth of brother accessories, which is exciting. We love the sale. It's a lot of work, but the nature of that sale is brother extended us a significant discount. We extended that discount to you. We will be receiving such discounts in the future. So this is not the last time you will have the opportunity to buy stuff from the brother sale. That said, there are people that waited till the sale was over and said, well, I love this. When we run these sales, they're normally kind of like flash sales from the brother standpoint. Like the second brother sale that we ran in late December, I didn't even know it was going on. Like I put an order in and my rep was like, oh, that was over this amount. And so you're going to get 20% off. And I was like, what? When did this happen? And so we realized we had like 3 or 4 days to do that, and we took advantage of that. So when we talk about sales being like, I'm not a high pressure guy, but when we talk about our sales being a period of time, a lot of times that's because that's when we're extending those sales to you. I can't tell you how many times I've said, I only have one of those. If you want them, jump. And I get some of you watch later. This is not a criticism of the folks that reached out after the fact to say, hey, I want the 7x12. The fact is I only had 3 of them. And we're going to do that with the remaining product. And there's not a ton, but there's like enough remaining product that we'll talk about that. As we know that we've filled all of our existing orders, we will pass that off to you and let you know. So, that said, the next time we run one of those sales, if you're new to us, and it's remarkable to me how many of you are new to us, and we love it, welcome to the A1 family. P.S. by the way, if you're watching right now, remember to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon. That way you're notified. The best way to stay up to date on what we're doing is actually pay attention to the live stream, because like some of our sales we don't post online, we'll just say it on the live stream. So this will not be the last opportunity you have to buy Brother and Baby Lock accessories from us at discounted prices. But just remember, when we announce that, if we go the sales from Monday to Friday, that generally is because by Friday afternoon at like 3 or 4 o'clock our time, I've got to have the order compiled and in. And a lot of times I'll close a sale on Thursday because it takes us a long time to figure it out. Like a lot of these are unadvertised sales. We don't have the prices online because we have MAP pricing and we don't want to break those rules, but we're just passing that on to you. So the Happy Place class is literally called Happy Place. I believe it's on the website. I don't know if the date is up there yet. The design is Kimberbell Happy Place. The embellishment kit is available on the site as well. And
yes, there's no date for the class.
Right now, we don't have a date for the class. Like, we kind of have a lot going on in February, and I think we're working to figure that out. The class will be virtual. It will be Zoom. You can do it wherever you are. And it's funny because everybody that's seen the bowls has been like, oh my God, I want to do that. So they are they're super really cute. We'll have Jeannie talk about them more when she's here because she'll be like, oh my God. So that'll be more exciting. Regarding those flash sales, the SIBO sale has been tremendously popular. I'll keep those sale prices through the end of next week. And I have a tendency to discount my SIBOs. Like, we sell 40, 50 SIBOs a month. I sell a lot of them. As a result, I try to give people deals because I don't have to hit a home run every time I sell one of those vacuums. That said, I'm going to do another video specific to the Felix next week. And part of the reason for that is I went to order more. I was able to get 10. And so when those 10 are sold out, the sale is over on the Felix. And, the video I did regarding those vacuums, and we don't often do vacuum stuff. We should do more. But the video I did on the vacuums was covering the whole line. I want to specifically talk about that product because it's not a product that I sell a lot. I talk about it briefly in the video. Like, that's a product that it's normally $800 some odd. The national deal on the product is $749. I've got it right now where I'm selling it for $499. And quite frankly, at $499, it's a steal of a deal, and it makes a lot of sense, and there's a lot to love about the vacuum. My challenge, and the reason I don't normally sell it, is at $749, it's too similar to the Dart. But with the Dart being essentially the same price as the Felix, it just makes sense to get the Felix. That is my favorite gift. So like when a young person in my life, nieces, nephews, family members, kids, friends, like graduates from college, buys their first house, gets married, something like that. I know a lot of people don't get excited about a nice vacuum for a gift, but that's what I give them. And you know, quite frankly, it's at a price point at $499 where it's price competitive with a lot of that like $200 to $400 stuff that people are buying. The industry statistic is every 28 months. So if you're one of those people, I just want you to consider the mentality of that. Like if you're buying a Shark or a Dyson every 2.5 to 3 years, you could have bought these once and saved a whole ton of money. Plus it's a better product and it works a lot better. So that said, I will, I'll do a video sometime probably over the weekend specific to the Felix and specific to what I did with this one, because it is an inventory reduction of that Rose one. The Rosso one is like red and check mark, and that one I think is kind of cool. But this one has roses on it, and it's love it or hate it. I sold the 6 I bought already. I was able to get 10 more, but it's one of those vacuums that like people are like, what's funny is only one person was like, I cannot do those roses. And so I with every single one of them, I bought textile to change it out to like make it a different vacuum. And I'm just going to set one up with that other textile, for that video. So you guys can see what's going on there. So, that, yeah, it's like Heather loves the roses. 5 out of the 6, or I guess 4 out of the 6, cause I've kept the display, have been like, I love the roses. I think that's awesome. But one person was like, literally like, no, I think I need to get the Dart because I don't like the roses. And I was like, well, wait a minute. I got this for you. So, so that said, we'll do that next week and I'll promote that next week. And like, that's going to be limited to 10. It was all I could get my hands on. Maybe I could talk them into more, but, that's one of those things where, you know, once again, I don't want to be a high pressure guy, but it's like I'm limited in what I can get my hands on. And what's funny is you got to understand when we get these sales from the companies are telling us, hey, this is your opportunity to make a whole bunch of money on these vacuums. They think we're crazy for lowering the price, but yeah, I always say I try to sell like I shop. Who doesn't love a good deal? So, if anyone out there has a technical question, let us know. I got in trouble for talking about needles last week because Jeannie's like, why are all these people buying needles? But the reality is, like, those are our favorite embroidery needles, and I think you guys are going to love them too. So if anybody has a technical question, you can ask in the next minute or two. We will do a giveaway on Monday. This is what we're going to give away. So, Dime has vintage embroidery thread. So it is kind of, you can see those colors. It almost looks like cottonized thread, meaning it doesn't have like a super high sheen. And it is a 15 weight thread as well. So it's going to give you more of like that, almost like hand look old school stitch. specialty product, but a cool one from Dime. I'll figure out something else. You know what else I'll give away? Hang on one second. We'll give away these two. Heather, give me I'm sorry, Betty, give me 1 second and I'll answer that for you. I'll give away as the runner-up prize. I'll give away a Havel's Snippies embroidery scissors. It's funny. My favorite snips are the Femore ones. They're like I use them as my little like personal grooming snips. But these are wonderful as well, and we're gonna give these away. If there's anybody who's new, who's watching, then what I would tell you is we do a giveaway every Friday. The giveaways happen when you make a comment. Now, comments open here below after the live stream ends. Right now, what's happening over here is chat, and it's only on YouTube. We use a random comment picker on Tuesday to do the giveaway. The reality is I haven't thought of a question to ask. So just, make a comment down below, and, whoever gets chosen, first person will get the embroidery thread. Second person will get the snips. If you're in town, you can just pick them up. If you're out of town, you have to pay for the actual shipping to get the items. Betty asked how to get personal photos, etc., onto the screen of the Solaris. You do that in settings, Betty. I don't know the page off the top of my head, but in settings, you have to put the photos and stuff on a thumb drive, and then you can pull them into the machine that way. Do you have to use different needles for the embroidery thread? It's interesting that you ask, because it is recommended with these. I would tell you two things. One, slow your machine down. Two, use a 116 top stitch needle. And three, don't walk away, because it is on the thicker side for what you want to do. So yes, the thread would need a different needle size, but you will notice in there is a package of the 116 Schmetz top stitch needles. Let's see. Questions, comments, vacuum nightmares. Yeah, just tell us your favorite vacuum nightmare story. I'm sure most of them involve running over cat vomit. So, okay. Can we get an update on Jeannie? Jeannie is, 1 day out on treatment. She's doing fine. She'll get through it. It's a bad day for her. But she's doing okay, and we appreciate the thoughts. Is that the thickest thread you could run on an embroidery machine? So that's actually a really good question, Susan. I believe I was once told, and this was a baby lock telling, not a brother telling, but it shouldn't really matter, that anything beyond 12 weight was a major problem for the machine. Now, this is 15 weight, and to be completely honest, in looking at it, it doesn't look like 15 weight. This is pretty tightly wound 15 weight thread, and specifically designed for vintage look embroidery. It says strength of polyester, the look of cotton. So it is kind of a cottonized polyester. It doesn't have the sheen. I think it's really geared to making, hand look embroidery. That's the t-shirt, the upcycle shirt that they did with it. And it's funny looking at it. I think Jeannie owns about 8,000 pieces of clothing with this style of thread in it. When I look at the 12 weight threads and some of the decorative threads we have in 12 weight here in the shop, I would tell you that I have a hard time imagining throwing a 12 weight thread into the machine. Like if anybody's done it, I bet it's been Michelle. Have you used 12 weight in your embroidery machine?
I have.
How'd it go?
You have to go really slow. It cannot be a really bulky design. It has to be digitized for
It has to be a low.
It has to be digitized for thick thread.
So
it's a big needle.
And like I said, it's like we were told like absolutely no thread bigger or it's funny because as the numbers get smaller, the thread gets thicker. It's confusing. It's like gauge, right? It's a gauge of thread.
And not all 12 is the same. So some of them have tried like the crochet 12.
Right.
Is not the same as 12
As
weight
12
embroidery.
weight. Yeah.
Thread.
So that would be actually kind of the advice right there is do not buy like just any 12 weight thread. Make sure it's a specific 12 weight embroidery thread. It has to be a design that is not dense, and it has to be a design that is digitized for the use of the thicker thread. And then I think you probably heard her say slow way down. Looking at the 12 weight thread that we have here, which is more decorative thread that we sell for use in the sergers, that is not a thread I would recommend using. And quite frankly, looking at the 15 weight thread, I go, I imagine it's hard on the machine. A lot of people use like heavyweight thread or 15 weight upholstery thread on their machines, and you'd be amazed what that does to your tension discs. Like people will come in after doing a big project and their tension discs like have like grooves in them. So just something to think about. Last question was, can you use the needle threader with that size needle? Anything larger, once again, this is, what's been told to us, but anything down to 70-10, in theory, you can use the needle threader. The smaller the eye of the needle, the more likely you're going to damage the needle threader. That's just how that works. And so, 116 should not be any problem at all. Now, I would be curious as to how the needle threader works with this style thread. And part of the reason I say that is this thread is so thick, there's a visible twist. One of the things that you'll see happen on those needle threaders is the needle threaders, the little foil that goes through the eye of the needle, can get caught on the thread itself. Like so, and sometimes people go, my needle threader's shredding the thread as it pulls up. Like this is definitely one where I'd be like, thread your needle with the foot up just to make sure it's easy for that. If the thread is caught on the needle threader, that it's easy to pull the thread through the eye of the needle, that it flows through the machine and doesn't really kind of like yank it out of whack. So I like that idea. Vacuum nightmares. Thank you for the question there, Heather. Remember the giveaway: vintage look embroidery thread and a needle and the Hobbles snips. Wait until the live stream ends. You've got until Tuesday to do it, but put the comments below. Last but not least, we are at like, I want to say we are at, I do have a couple more comments. For those of you that made it this far, Jeannie worked her living tail off this week to kind of keep us caught up and be prepared for the days that she is out of the store. If it is not important, and I know you ladies think all your stuff is important, but if it isn't life and death, let's give her a break over the weekend from emails. Just because I talked to her this morning prior to leaving the house, and she's like, I haven't even looked at my emails from earlier this week. She's trying to catch up from her emails earlier this week. So if it's not life and death, let's give her a break through Tuesday and let her recover over the weekend where she's not building her stress over the weekend. We're shipping as fast as we can. And I've got a lot of shipping up front to do. It's just been busy in the store, and we will do our best to get through there. I shipped my 13,000th package on Wednesday. Probably 70% of that shipping has fallen on me and Jeannie. We're tired. Give her a break over the weekend. Call the store, email the store. We'll get to it, but we're struggling to keep up. On YouTube, we have reached 4,600 subscribers. Like, subscribe, get us to 5,000. At 5,000 subscribers, I'm going to do a crazy giveaway. So if you've been waiting to subscribe, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. I'll do a crazy giveaway, like I said. So push for 5,000. At 5,000 subscribers, I'll do a big giveaway. And then Marlene said I would call for payment on my brother order. Your brother order's pretty big. I'll get there. We've been busy. So I'll try to get that done over the next couple of weeks. What's happening with my furniture guy? Nothing heard about him lately. I mean, he's working his tail off to fulfill orders. There were some snafus and that he had a factory that went down. They opened a new factory in Texas. That factory had some challenges over the holiday, kind of pushed orders back. But, that's, I just haven't had time to talk about furniture lately. The brother sale and Christmas list sales were all encompassing. If that's what you're asking, I'm not sure. But we'll be doing more. And he and I had a long conversation yesterday about some stuff we're going to be doing walking into the new year. They moved to a place in Texas that basically opens up shipping in the center of the country. And so I'll be doing some specific unique sales as we get into the year. But we just haven't had time. We've been focused on other stuff. Have a great day. Make something awesome. We will see you on Tuesday. Think snow, not rain, because it's snowing here right now. And we will see you ladies